Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be recapping day 2 of the Washington Commanders minicamp. A crazy day. There was injuries, there was extensions that were made, and big plays. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. Got that report, maybe have to get that checked out, but comment down below who you have been impressed with the most during the Washington Commanders mini camp so far. Wasn't able to post a video today, earlier in the day, busy day at work, but we're back at it right here, post work dinner and getting the video out, so hopefully you guys rock with it today. But bad news, we'll start off with that, which really sucks. Noah Brown, who I think is really underrated, he just can't stay healthy, was carted off the field during today's practice. This is per Nikki Jabala of the Washington Post, all the reporters. He threw his helmet after being helped off. Definitely praying for him. Hopefully everything's fine. But yeah, it just, it really sucks with, stuff like this in mini camp, any injuries in general, but especially in the off season and this early in the off season. Hopefully, we're obviously hoping for the best. Hopefully it's not a really big injury. I'm not even going to speculate on what the injury is, because I don't know. I'm assuming it's a lower leg injury. I know I just said I wouldn't speculate, but just that's almost common knowledge if he's being carted off, is that it's a lower leg injury. Besides that, don't really know too much. So there are instances where they think it's really bad, and it ends up being a lot better than initially thought. So hopefully that is the case. We'll talk about it whenever the news comes out, but obviously this is not good, and probably there's a chance his season's over here. And again, really unfortunate situation, because I think Noah Brown was going to be a very solid receiver for them this year. Last year, he was on pace for 800-ish yards before he got hurt, was leading the league in DP, defensive pass interference, drawn, which, is an important stat, because you're drawing PIs, you're getting your team yards, and that doesn't show up on the stat sheet for the receivers, in terms of the pass interferences. It doesn't show up, they drew a 66-yard pass interference penalty, which I don't think Noah Brown did in terms of 66 yards, but he definitely drew some deep ones, and those are huge. Those are first downs, and you're moving the chains, moving the sticks, and getting your team into scoring position, and he did that a ton. And then he got hurt. I believe it was a lung injury, which sucks. Or lung or kidney, I think it was lung. And yeah, so we'll wait and see for this Noah Brown injury, but it's not looking too good, and hopefully he's able to recover as much as possible. Marshon Latimore, a lot of buzz about him, and just watching the clips, and I know that's it's hard to really see from the clips, but he looks a lot more explosive, and the burst is there. There was some games where he looked okay last year, but that game against the Bucks, he did not look good. You just could tell he wasn't 100% healthy. I mentioned it multiple times on the channel. He looked like he wasn't healthy. And it looks like he has a little bit more burst to him and, explosiveness right now compared to what he had 6 months ago with, when he was playing in the playoffs. So that's really good. And if he plays, like he is all-pro or even a Pro Bowl type of player, that's huge for the Washington Commanders, and that's why they traded for him. So he was going up against Noah Brown, and apparently Noah Brown had a really nice move, and he got open because of it. It's a good throw, but Latimore recovers and made a nice play on the ball, and it was incomplete. So he had both players kind of had good plays, just Latimore a little bit better because he ended up getting the incompletion, forcing the incompletion there. We'll talk about some things from Zach Selby. He did not post a bunch of stuff today in terms of the play-by-play. Said that, or Dan Quinn said, a lot of the second-year players have stepped up as leaders. Shouted out Jordan McGee, Ben Sinnott, and some others. Jeremy Reeves, we'll talk about him in a second. Dan Quinn said Brian Robinson looks really healthy. We're just going to have to wait and see with that one. And Michael Stratchen, who they signed, I don't think he was a UDFA, but I know he was on the squad last year at times. I believe, as a practice squad player minimum. Yeah, I think he was a practice squad type of player. Had a really nice catch through contact on a pass from Mariota. Let's go to Lionel Willingham. Shout out to him. A lot of good reporting from him. So Ertz got a veteran rest day. So a lot of the other tight ends got better, good opportunities. We talked about the PBU earlier from, JD5 to Noah Brown, and Latimore was there. K. Medrano forced a fumble on Debo, scooped up by Carlin Vigors. So good play there by Medrano, and being able to force a fumble. He's good at turnovers. The biggest thing with him is his tackling and his pursuit of angles, but seems like on this play it wasn't an issue. And Carlin Vigors, the UDFA, I'm wondering, it looked like this might have been a situation where the first team is playing against like the second or third team, because Medrano's definitely Medrano's probably on the third team, maybe second team, and Vigors is definitely not on the second team, probably on the third or fourth, like third-ish team. So the first team might have been running against the third for a couple of possessions or something. Jacob Martin had a nice rush and physical practice to this point. Noah Brown helped off, that's what he said, and Jaden Daniels had a nice pull on a zone read. Wiley was getting first team reps with Tunsil out. I didn't even know Tunsil was out. And then Conley had a really nice pass set versus Jacob Martin. So it looks like Jacob Martin's getting a lot of, run right now. And then nothing, Trent Amos posted him there at, training camps, or not training camp, at mini camp, training camp, in 6-ish weeks. But the news also of the day, Jeremy Reeves. Let's go ahead and look up Jeremy Reeves. Got extended. So, of course, I spell his name wrong. But Jeremy Reeves, a true commander, like they like to say, got extended today. So here's a nice story about him. Initially signed by Washington in September 2018. Cut by Washington in the cut down to 53 in 2019, 20, and 2021. Now signs 1-year contract extension through 2026. What would be his 9th season with the team, and just really good at special teamer, and then really good person, and was an all-pro for a reason. I don't know why I put an EY. Was an all-pro for a reason a couple years ago. So definitely a guy that Ron Rivera brought in, not brought in, but he was around during the Ron Rivera era, and Rivera kept him around. So definitely grateful for Rivera for that. And it's good to have Jeremy Reeves with the squad for this year and then through 2026. He's not much of a guy, a stud on defense. He doesn't get a lot of PT, and he has made plays in the past though. So we'll see if he does get an opportunity there. But as a special teams guy, as a leader, he's the best of the best, and he's going to continue to leave his mark with this franchise, and we'll see if he can add a little bit more to the defense. That's where he obviously that's where his love of the game is too. He's played that side of the ball for a long time now, probably since high school. I don't know if he probably did play offense in high school as well, but he wants to make plays on defense as well, and we're going to see if that ends up happening, because he has done it in the past. He's shown he can, but we'll see if he gets the opportunity this year. But that is really it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.